Welcome back to my page. This is 365 days of writing a short story every day until I become a better artist, storyteller, and writer. All right, so we got a brand new one again, once again. Um, so with the outline, first there's an outline, and after the outline, the following day will be the rough draft. So today I have an outline. It's just a raw thought. It's from my head, no structure, just plastered onto the loose leaf paper. So it's no structure, it's all mistakes. I didn't edit anything, so it's just gonna be all the mistakes. But you're gonna be able to try to grasp the idea with me. Try to grasp the idea with me. And yeah. So this is part one. The outline and the title is Deep End. Rushing water shot out from a cracked open fire hydrant. Someone decided to place a wooden board in the opening to create a wedge. This manipulated the water spout into a dome like shape. Children then ran through the cascading dome to cool off from the summer heat. Alex really enjoyed this. It was like going to the water park in front of your home. It was in front of your home. His mother observed from their first floor window. At one point, it turned into a free car wash. Once the car was dampened, the children resumed their festivities. He stuck his hand through the water. It spread around his hand. There wasn't much resistance. The water is wintertime cold, sending goosebumps throughout his body. The dome acted as a noise a noise canceller. It was like static cascading into the concrete. He created an entire world. Wait. Families brought buckets and pots to fill them up to the top, splashing non-participants with the water. But the water couldn't be left running, so the police would come around at a certain time to shut the water off. But it was fine. The residents had their fill. Alex walked through the living room soaked. Each step dampened the carpet. His shoes sounded slushy and squishy, and air escaped, making a loud squeaking noise. His closet door slid open. He pulled his PJs hanging from a hanger, changing from soaked to dry. Dragging a box full of toys out, he reached deep within, pulling out his favorite action figures. He then went into the bathroom and turned on the faucet. Minutes later, the tub was filled. Running across the rim, making sound effects with his toys, he created an entire world that was only visible through his imagination alone. Ah! One toy fell into the imaginary ocean. He slowly floated to the bottom. It, it slowly floated to the bottom. He could hear his father calling him from the next room, insisting that he got ready to go to his grandmother's house. The ride over put him fast asleep. His father carried him into the house, leaving his leaving his bags beside him. The next morning, he was awoken to a sweat. The humidity made the air thick. He the humidity made the air thick. He opened the window, but only heat crept into the room. He ran to the kitchen to get a glass of water. Walking towards the window, he noticed there was an untapped fire hydrant. He asked his grandmother, "Is someone going to turn it on?" She spoke loudly in disagreement. He then seen a group of kids dressed in swimwear. He bolted to his grandmother's room. Is there a pool around here? She confirmed, stating that he could only go if he had his trunks and goggles. He, he jolted back upstairs, rambling through his bag. His father had packed his swimwear. Moments later, standing on the porch, waiting on his grandmother to drop him off at the pool, a familiar face was passing by. Oh, hey, Alex, you moved back over here? Immediately, he recognized Joe. They were friends since the fourth and fifth grade. He s- he sported a he sported a he sported a pair of black goggles that sat on his head with a white towel over his shoulder, colorful swim trunks, and a red shirt, and a black backpack. The screen door opened. All right, let's go. He turned to his grandmother, asking if Joe could get a ride with them there, and they could just walk back together. Her way of confirming was, "Come on." They all hopped in the minivan. The pool was bustling with young people, joyous screams, laughter, the shattering sound of cannonballs breaking the water. They hopped out. He gave his grandmother a kiss on the cheek, and Joe thanked her for dropping him off. Okay, y'all have fun and no running. They replied in unison, yes, ma'am, as they ran to the locker room to change. Finally, they emerge and the sun has gotten even more intense. They walk towards the shallow end. Kids weren't allowed on the deep end. The cold water sent a numbing feeling through their bodies, a very familiar feeling. Watch this. Joe insisted he swam a short distance. Joe insisted he swam a short distance from 2 feet all the way to 5 feet and back. Alex couldn't believe how much of a good swimmer Joe has become. It was Alex's turn. He's seen many episodes of nature shows where he mimicked a frog swimming under the water. He made it to 4 feet. It was at his neck. Grabbing hold of the rim, he swam back. They found others to play with, slamming each other in the water and racing. The lifeguard stepped down from the ladder of his post, entering the locker room. Joe had taken notice. He tapped Alex on the shoulder. Look, he's gone. Let's go over to the deep end. Hesitant, Alex declined. It'll be okay. I just want to see how deep it is, Joe said. They exited the shallow end and trotted to the deep end, a painted number indicating its depth, stating 11 feet. Then they leaned over. The bottom seemed invisible. Joe splashed his hands and then his feet. This is scary. This is scary. Alex decided to jump in, holding on to the rim of the pool. His legs floated. He jokingly let go for a few seconds, but that's all it took for him to be submerged in the water. Joe's reflection became hazy. He struggled to frog swim back to the top. The resistance quickly wore him out. He panicked. He was running out of air. Muffled sounds tried to dive into the water after him. Joe stretched his hand out. With his last efforts, he paddled his feet rapidly to reach his hand. Their hands finally connected, and with all of his strength, Joe pulled him out just next enough for him to grab hold of the ledge. Gasping for air, he lay in fetal position.